you wondering how to choose a listing agent when you need to sell your house? What questions should you ask in that first appointment? Well, stay tuned. We're going to get into it. Hi, I'm Teresa Wellman with homeownerexperience.com. Today, we're really talking about how to find the best listing agent to sell your home. So we're going to go through some basic questions to make sure we're all clear on the same vocabulary. And then we're going to dig into what questions you should ask at the appointment and how to tell the difference to pick the right agent for you. First question is, what is a listing agent? Sometimes people are not clear on the terminology of listing agent, sales agent, selling agent, buyer's agent. So a listing agent is the agent that represents a seller when listing their property on the MLS. Now, there's also a question I get often between real estate agent versus realtor, and what is the difference? Ultimately, a realtor belongs to the National Association of Realtors and is held to an ethics code. So they have a different level of people watching what they do and a reporting committee to make sure their ethics are good. So realtors are held to a slightly higher standard. A real estate agent means somebody who has their license in the state that you are residing in. Okay, so hopefully that clears that up. So getting to the subject, how do you choose a realtor when you're selling a home? So there's definitely going to be questions you're going to want to ask so that you can differentiate between the two of them. I definitely recommend you ask your friends and family. You drive around your neighborhood and look for signs of people who's doing business in the area, maybe even attend open houses and see how they present the home and interact, and is the listing agent at their own open house? All these different questions so that you get a feel for how people operate and hold their business. It is quite different from one agent to another, how big their team is and how they service the listing. So everybody has a preference to that. So you're going to want to pick the right one and understand the differences. You also are going to want to research online for somebody locally who does a lot of business. One great tip is to search realtor.com and look at a map of your area based on some of the agents maybe you're researching and see how much business they do in your local area. That's really important in specific areas especially because you want the agent to understand school district lines, traffic patterns, commutes, all those details to be able to market your home properly. Okay, so how does working with a realtor work? How do you hire them? What does that first meeting look like? Well, let's say that you want to sell your home in 2 months' time. I would recommend right away start calling agents and setting up appointments. The first inquiry might initially be a phone call about your general plans, and you see how responsive they are, how attentive they are to your questions. Then if that all goes well, the next step might be setting an appointment with them to come out to your house. When you do that, I recommend you have maybe 2 or 3 agents that you've weeded down to actually physically come to your property and present to you what they offer. In that process, you'll see different variances of how prepared they are, what kind of marketing they do, and you'll be able to dig into their business and ask them some more detailed questions. So what would those questions be that you ask? Well, I actually have a download, if you see on my screen here, where you could get some of those questions that I recommend that you ask, just to help you differentiate from one agent to another and to see who might be the best fit for you or who might be the strongest agent for representing your area and your home. Okay, so if you'd like to download that, I'll put the link below. But as you can see here, the first couple questions, what do sellers say is the best thing about your service? You can get this on reviews online, but it's also interesting to ask them or make sure they're providing those materials and access to those reviews online so you can get a feel of the past client experience. How many homes do you sell a year? And so far, how many have you sold this year? What is your ratio of listing to sales? Now, a listing agent is very different than a buyer's agent. For example, a listing agent really has to help you prepare your home, market your home, get people into the home, and then negotiate the contract. A buyer's agent is showing buyers all the different options around and then writing up the contract. So very different. They don't have to do the marketing, what kind of brochures, the quality, all of that stuff. A listing agent is going to have much more ironed out and figured out. So it's important if you're hiring somebody to sell your house that you're working with a person who does a significant amount of listings. I would say at least near the 50% range, if not more than that. Now, do you help me prepare the house? I think that is a really important question. Also, it goes to your goals. Are you looking to net the most return on your investment, like the best price or top dollar? Or are you looking to just get it sold as fast as possible? Or what is your ultimate goal? Maybe it's the transition and making that smooth. So all of those pieces depend on your preferences. So being able to ask the agent if they can aid in those services or have experience with people in those transitions would be really important to understand. I write here on my list, a bonus question is, what specific steps do you need to put your intention on? And I think a listing agent should immediately come and be able to tell you some of the top things that need attention on your home to help it show the best. Now, I never recommend a full remodel of a property, but there's going to be key areas that you should prep to get the best return on your investment. So definitely dig into that and understand what they're looking for. And this is where talking to at least 2 agents, if not 3, gives you different perspectives and helps you understand what might be the best solution and who you might be able to work best with. I think it's really important for agents to be able to differentiate why they're different than other agents. So if they're not clearly communicating that in the presentation, that is definitely a question you're going to want to ask them. Now, if you're considering selling the San Jose area, I would love to speak with you. I am indeed a majority listing agent, meaning I do more than half my business as listings. And I would love to be able to communicate with you so that you can see what I offer and different programs are a match for you. So I am going to go into that here next. But if you do want to reach out to me, please call or text me at the number on the screen. I'd be happy to talk with you. Okay, so let's talk about the homeowner experience listing packages. We actually offer 3 different packages depending on your needs and how much time you have. So all of these I execute multiple times a year. The most popular is going to be the GREAT program. The GREAT program is where we share our trusted contacts like painters and quick remodelers, handyman, landscapers, and then you manage getting the estimates, getting the work done. I will help you plan out a calendar and the order, but you manage all that work up front. And then once everything's done and ready, we work to market the property, get it on the MLS, get as many people through the property, etc. Now, what we offer in that package is above and beyond what many agents offer because we do tons of video. We also feel very strongly about drone and 3D tours and floor plans, and not all agents offer those. And those are really critical when marketing your home because you want buyers who are walking through the property to be very serious, to fully understand the property. And all of those online tools will help those buyers, weed out if the floor plan doesn't work for them or if, the lot isn't oriented the way they want, etc. So those are really important things to provide up front. And you would be surprised how many agents actually do not. They just do photos. So also, do you have professional photos versus an agent taking the photos on their own? All of these are different things to compare and understand. And I would love to share with you my GREAT program. Now, best is for those who are really busy, maybe who've left out of the area. It's extremely common that people will actually move out of state, then hire me for the best level, where then I manage the painters, the landscapers, and anybody coming in to prep their home so that they're totally hands off. In doing that, you, the seller, are still paying for the work, but I would be like essentially your project manager or general contractor, gathering the estimates, communicating with you, setting a budget, fitting everything in that budget, and managing the day-to-day. You wouldn't have to be there living through it or communicating or spending time every day meeting with people to understand the progress. So it's a huge time saver. It's more of a hands-off experience, but I've got great reviews and experience from clients who've used me for this level of service. And then the top level of service, as you see here, is the home everything experience. And that's basically where we come in for one flat fee. Within that flat fee budget, we do the home prep, we manage all of it, we make all the decisions, we choose the best contractor or the best service provider. You don't have to be involved in any of that decision making, and you pay one flat fee at the end of escrow. So that's a really awesome package for those who maybe inherited a property and just don't want to deal with any of the logistics or the details. It's a great option. So I hope you found this video really informative of how to choose a listing agent, what questions you should ask, what are the differences between listing agents. It's really important to do your homework and research, and I would love the opportunity to speak with you. Please call or text me at 408-839-4196. I'd love to show you our home owner experience difference. Thanks for watching.